Alright. Hey, what's up guys? Just welcome back to Tsukihime Piece of Blue Last Moon. You know, I'm not gonna do a long recap. Shit hit the fan. Ciel's in trouble. Arkwid's now a cosmic deity thing, and now Shiki's going in to try and put a stop to it. So let's get into it. Hey, Dark Eyes. Yeah. She'll start to actively impede us. Got it. Can I do this or should I turn back? Ro was warning me this is my last chance. I tell him, I'm gonna go with his plan, because I feel like that's probably the our best option. What's the plan then, genius? Maybe 6. No, I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. Probably. Hopefully. I hope he didn't speak up just to not have a plan. If I keep going, I'm going to end up fighting Arkwid. Our clash in the park was just our way of working out our feelings. But this will be different. This will be a desperate, no, suicidal battle with whatever Arkwid's become. I doubt I have a chance in hell at coming out on top. Probably not. But not forever. Yeah. Then what do you suggest? Yeah, Roa, you know, I don't really like the sound of that, personally. I like when we have a plan. Okay. It means Shiki's safety. Roa's voice hesitates for a moment. Strange. Until now, he's been completely unflappable. Okay. Yeah, like, you know, the planet being destroyed. Which I'm not, well, not the planet, but humanity, I guess. not the entire planet, just humanity. I hear you. My head cools. I hate that he's right. If I'm gonna throw myself headfirst into a hopeless battle, I have to keep sight of why I'm fighting, and what I'm trying to achieve. Yep. I can try. Hey, Murdoch. Uh-huh. I commit the warning to memory. Relying on Roa feels vile, but he's been useful so far. The air hangs so thick I could choke. Claws made of wind prowl the expanding city in search of an uninvited guest. The scene is beyond human understanding. If I were alone, I'd have given in to hysteria by now. Well, good thing you're not alone. You got your best buddy, Roa. Out my speed as I run down what was once a highway. My headlong sprint pushes 50 kilometers per hour. And then, crashing through a wall of air, I enter her domain. I would like to enter her domain. I mean, what? I'm stricken speechless, yeah, giant Arkwid. Lethargy grips my limbs, though actively fighting my attempts to move forward. A part of me can't blame them. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Crimson stretches across the sky. Blank buildings stand silent as gravestones. A titanic figure reigns above, defying all reason. What is that? It's Arkwid. What do you mean? My intellect resists understanding. What is that? My terror resists comprehension. What is that? I don't know, man. You tell me. My memories resist recognition. What place does this entity have in a human city? It doesn't. Has none. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Roa's words brush against the surface of my mind. Is he saying that's Arkwid? Yeah. Transformed would be too gentle a word. The rounded mass, I assume is her head, hovers above the Hyatt Tower, the tallest building in Soya. But the Hyatt Tower is supposed to be 100 meters high. Yeah, and she's 120. Does that mean she's grown over 100 meters tall? Yeah, we see that. Okay, you said you had a plan, right? Right, Roa? You said you had a right, Roa? It's like a nightmare become real. We are the only sparks of life in this hollowed out city. The streets winding around us are bereft of humanity. In this necropolis, emptiness alone holds sway. Even the vines covering the buildings are devoid of color. The world itself paints a picture to describe Arkwid's wrongness. My legs buckle under the pressure. An almighty heartbeat pulses over the city, expelling all other living beings from its presence. It feels like I'm inside the body of some primal beast, where every atom of every molecule bends to the vampire's will. No, even that doesn't cover it. This is a giant's garden. I recall a fairy tale I read when I was young. In the giant's garden, trespassers are helpless as mice. If the giant sees them, he'll squish them just the same. Yeah. Glasses off. I steel my senses against the pole of despair. Okay, that actually helped a tiny bit. Pushed to their limit, my eyes and brain see through to the world's true nature. I should have known. Even in this realm of supernatural, there's no getting rid of the lines. The towering figure herself is devoid of them, but the potential for death is written plain as day across the rest of the city. How ironic that I now find comfort in the sight. Yeah, so a bit of normality. Kind of. And looking harder still. Yeah, I see the reason I have to defeat this giant. My number one objective. Obscured until I passed into her conscious mind. Ciel is trapped, caught between the giant's fingers. Pinned in her crushing grip, she dies over and over again. Something snap. Why is it showing him with his glasses on? That's a continuity break. Something snaps inside my head. It must be the safety in my head flicking off. I force blood into my protesting limbs. I compel my trembling heart to keep pumping. Huh? What? Is something else here? Huh? Roa's voice cuts through my rage. And a moment later, a burst of wind surges down the street like a shotgun blast. The son of a beep. With my vampire's speed and reflexes, I escape its razor touch by a fraction of an inch. Okay, my head's still on. That's good. I'm in one piece. The One Piece. It's real. Oh god. Roa's warning came just in time. The One Piece is real. They come once every 5. Oh, yeah, I see him. Take cover, Mitsu. Alright. Good advice. I'd love to, but I'll never reach CL like that. To the naked eye, the giant is 300 meters away. The actual distance I have to cover is 10 times that. How am I supposed to run 3 kilometers when the air itself is trying to cut me to ribbons with every step? Yeah. The cold observation chips away at my will. However, what I see far above makes me forget my fear. I can't stop. Not for a single second. Go get your... Go get your girl. Go get her. I take a deep breath. Even now, Arcwood is squeezing the life out of CL. I merely might die. She is dying over and over. There's no question that I need to act. No one lays their hands on the girl I love. Not even a titan tall enough to pierce the heavens. Yeah, well, humans are irrational. Okay, Roa. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of the obvious approach. But okay, wait, if she's just a mass of pure magical energy currently, like, yeah, her form looks like herself, but shouldn't she have, like, near 360 view, realistically, if she's just a mass of energy, like, yeah, you could... No. I scowl. He's actually got a point. Although I still don't get what's so dangerous about staying on ground level. I'd have to be crazy to fight that giant head on. Yeah. Shiki, you could run up the walls probably, and like that. It looks like there's little like ledges where the windows are still, so you could, or where the windows would be, so you just like rest on them if you have to. But I don't think you'd even need to rest. Or just leap, yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah. It's kind of his whole thing. He's right, though. My new body probably can handle that. As intimidating as it is to imagine flinging myself through empty space, falling to my death is the least of my concerns right now. Yeah, it's right there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I pick out a building to aim for. Now, how did Arcwood do this again? Yeah. Hey, he's trying to give you a warning. Chill out. Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, could be worse. For the slightest of moments, I pause. These I don't care. I just want my CL back. Yeah, we will make haste. Maybe we will. Kinda called him out there. Like I need him to tell me that. I take off my glasses, rip my knife tight, and launch myself up the craggy exterior of what was once a building. Oh, there he goes. From the shorter buildings, I make my way up to the taller ones. At breakneck pace, I throw myself across the 30-meter gaps from one rooftop to the next. The wind is as strong up here as it was on the ground, and the elevation only exacerbates the turbulence. A gust could pluck me off my feet at any moment. One wrong step and I'll find myself hurled into the sky. That wouldn't be good. The higher I climb, the harder it becomes to see what's happening below. Around the feet of this luminous giant, the Lumina, a white mist shrouds the ground. Is that the danger Roa warned me about? Although the mist is too thick to see what lurks within, it exudes an undeniable threat. I'm guessing if we went the route of saying, shut up, and then we just run in, we would avoid the wind claws or whatever, but then we'd get in here and then we'd die. Although the mist is too, an undeniable threat. If that's the alternative, flying through the air like a trapeze artist might really be the best option. Like we'd enter that mist and then be ripped apart by something. The Lumina still appears to be 300 meters away. Nothing different happens on choice. Ow. Despite traversing almost 500 meters worth of rooftops, my view of her remains unchanged. Even so, I can tell I'm getting closer. The wind intensifies with every new rooftop I leap to. At this rate, I'll reach that oversized lava lamp inside of 2 minutes. Damn. Now I want Type Moon to work with a company to release an Arcwood-shaped lava lamp. Just Arcwood's curves and then the lava inside. That would be, the most ridiculous piece of merch. But, I'd buy one. If I had the money. Yeah, well, we know. You still want our body. I mean, Roa was a priest, so him wanting a no, never mind. I shouldn't make that joke.
そうかよ。俺からも一ついいか。このまま回り込んで近づいたとしても、もしあいつが動いたらどうするんだ。
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
あれはシステムのようなものだと言っただ。
Okay.
生命として成立はしているが、動体であってはならない。多少の微調整、変貌はするが、あの位置から移動することはない。
That's very convenient for us. I mean, I'll take it, but still very convenient. Well, that helps. I'm half killing myself trying to close the distance between us while she's standing still. I don't think I could take it if she just up and walked away, yeah? Her stride would be orders of magnitude longer than mine, too. If I had to chase her down, I'd be straight out of options.
ランドマークとして考えていいんだな。
Yeah.
なら、目標は決まった。
Directly behind the Lumina, The husk of a building rises 60 meters into the air. It's perfect for getting the jump on her. Alright, what's your plan though? Like, how are you gonna harm her? My next step is to make my way there. What are you cooking? Hey, yo, wait, that's... I wasn't expecting a little bit of animation to that. I slashed through yet another claw formed from thin air. Roa claims they're an automatic defense system protecting Arkwid's surface consciousness. All I know is they're too sluggish to hit me. I give Arkwid's towering figure a wide berth. She's 150 meters away. No major obstacles so far. I can make it. Arkwid's assault pales in ferocity compared to what I saw her use on CL. It's almost enough to make me think this might just work. Yeah, it does, but... Roa says that like it's nothing, but I instantly freeze. I don't even need my vampire's eyes to see it. As I make to leap past Arkwid, I see the tragedy unfolding on full display. A performance for my eyes alone. I think you're too strong. I don't think she can. She speaks with nothing a human might call a voice. Her tongue is alien. Her words no simple transmission of sound. Gleefully, she toys with the... She holds captive in one gargantuan hand. Her overwhelming power renders resistance futile. Indeed, she seems to enjoy the sport, smiling cruelly to see life pushed to its most desperate extremes. She takes an arm and licks it as it spasms. Arkwid! She opens a rib cage and it paints her talons red. She crushes a head and watches it regrow. She rips out entrails and plucks them like strings. What the fuck? CL? She's dining. Yeah, I mean, CL would be a good source of food for a vampire, huh? Just undying, blood always comes back. For millennia, human beings have killed, dressed, and consumed animals for pleasure. This is her own recreation of that pastime. Except her nutrition comes from a different source. Meat proteins have nothing to offer her. She feeds solely on the pleasure derived from others' pain. Then would you stop? Maybe? Stop, please? No? With each regeneration, as fingers reach out into empty space, begging for help. And with each resolute act of hollow defiance. That's good. Her spirit is crushed anew. To be fair, CL did. Yeah, Yeah. No, it has long been decimated.
やめろ
Why would you yell out? Why would you CL. My voice explodes from my lungs in an uncontrollable rage. I can't keep quiet after seeing that. Roa's plan can get fucked. I'm going to cut that giant's arm right off her body. Yet no matter how loud I shout or how hard I push, I can't get any closer. She's perpetually too far, perpetually out of my reach. Getting CL back is still on the wrong side of impossible. Surely Arkwin will come to her senses eventually, right? Surely. Her voice, born on the very air, rattles the world. I grit my teeth in frustration, in shame. I'm leaping about in plain sight, shouting for all to hear, and I still can't get her attention. What? Roa's voice saves me from stewing in my own thoughts. What is that? The wall of wind roiling before me is a league above the automatic defenses I've encountered so far. If it decides to come for me, there'll be no escaping it. If it stretches from the feet of Arkwid's Lumina up into the sky, surrounding her like a raging tornado. I have to retreat. Approaching her gigantic form from the side would be suicidal. She hasn't seen me yet, but if she so much as glances this way, it's all over. My body and mind would seize up as though dropped in cement, and she would greet me with a merciless whirlwind of razors. The only way is to circle around behind her, as per our original plan. But then what? I can't see her death. Okay, fine. That's always been the case. No surprise at this point. This transformation, though, that's another story. Arkwid was already overpowered, but now she's doubled down. Even CL is helpless against her. How can I rescue CL from a monster like that? Oh?
小さく重いものが大きく重いものになって自己の感情に溺れ生命の質量定義を一段階下げた生命の恋が冷めかねない
弱くなっているあれで
Apparently.
出力が上がろうと欠点が多くなればそれは弱体化だよ
Okay, would you want to tell us what they are, or?
エレイシアには失望した大魔術だけで十分だったものを必要以上に壊すとあれほどの術式を展開しておいて下手くそにも程がある私なら
Would you have? Haven't you been beaten by her like 17 times? Arkwid, that is.
アルクエイドばかりか先輩にまでダメ出しかとにかく勝ち目はあるんだなあれ
Silence is Roa's only answer. That must not be his goal. Well, let him sulk. All I need to do right now is run. I can't save CL from her torment, but I can make sure it isn't for nothing. While Arkwid is fixated on torturing her, I'll find a way to make her pay for every drop of blood she spills. What if she is? Oh, whoa, we are. I hear the rumble of the giant's voice as she recedes from sight. She croons to her captive as though to a bosom friend. Okay? that interesting more talons of air rake at me. Stray air currents buffet and batter my body. She may not be conscious of me, but the world is trying to expel me from her presence nonetheless.
わかんないな。あんなやつのどこがいいの？
What do you mean? What? Don't. What? Huh? What? The pair fade farther into the distance. I force myself to ignore them and keep running.
乱暴で口が悪くて病弱で。
Okay, why did you like him then?
約束を守れもしないくせに善人のふりをして。
The ferocity of the invisible talons intensifies. I'm right next to her after all, without a view. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the air is getting rougher, but...
あいつに比べたらトカゲの方がまだ誠実だわ。
Roa.
あの声も嫌い、仕草も嫌い、顔も嫌い、全部嫌い。
Do you actually believe that though? Do you really? You know, something tells me.
言っておくけど、あんなやつには何もできないから。できても遠くから悪口を言うだけよ。
We never mocked you. Hang on now.
それともそんな勇気もないかしら。そうよね。いつも言い訳ばっかりだったもの。僕は甘い仕草で初対面の女を解体することしかできない。最低最悪のずるくて童顔な殺人鬼だって。
Okay, you're the only pretty woman that we cut up, and you're not young. You look young, but you're 800, actually probably older than that, because it was 800 years ago that she did the thing to Roa. So she's probably like, what, 850, 900? Something like that, I don't know. But you ain't young. Oh, she is totally ignoring me on purpose. Oh, is that why she's saying all this? Yeah, that makes sense, actually, yeah. "10 meters away. The booty. I land on a rooftop on all fours and steady myself. Extreme updrafts shoot from the Lumina's feet, threatening to launch me skyward if I don't stay low.
本当に同情するわシエ。運が悪いにも程がある。あんな奴を助けたりしなければ、あなたはもっと楽に死ねたのに。
I don't think it would have been very gentle at all, actually. I mean, gentler, yeah, sure, maybe. But, because, you know, you could only kill her once after getting rid of us, but... Actually, no, because... Well, Because, yeah, you know, she couldn't kill Roa, so... I'm guessing Arcwood in this form does believe she has a way to kill CL for good. Even without Roa being gone, maybe. Because otherwise, why would she say that? I've had enough of this in more ways than one. Who cares how much of a monster I'm up against? Who gives a shit about the plan? I'm not going to give her another second to spare. Besides, watching the girl they love get crushed to death before their eyes would make anyone's blood boil. Alright. We take FGO at face value, best arc manages to kill CL so hard she isekais. Yeah, I mean, when you said that before, though, I kind of assumed that was some other Tsukihime timeline. But I guess why wouldn't it apply here too? If she could do it in one timeline, why couldn't she do it here, right? I guess, yeah. Alright.
ここであれば接触まで 0.8 秒
I lift my hands off the ground and stand upright. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really put those two things together last time, but I guess, yeah, if you take it that way. Is that actually is that what it's supposed to be? Is that is the arc with the CL that's in FGO supposed to be if she hadn't blocked that? Is that the exact thing? It's kind of funny. I won't lie. If that's the case, like I hadn't connected those two things. I just assumed she would actually die, but. Honestly, now I should put two. Yeah, but now you said that though, I think that makes sense. Like she was just a little bit too slow to block it, or something, and so that timeline CL got knocked into FGO. That that's. I think that's unless they gave an actual reasoning for C, because I know you said that it was because Arkwood killed her so hard, but I don't know if they gave a full account of how it happened in FGO or not, because obviously she's not out yet in EN, so I don't know. I have no idea. I lift my hands off the ground and stand upright. I direct my blood flow into my legs. A single breath floods my body with fresh oxygen.
理想的なアプローチだ
Taking that arm off, I have only one goal. Remove that arm. Let's see how you look with just one arm. Yeah, isn't that pure energy? Like, I don't know how you're gonna cut through that. My angle of attack was perfect. With a starting height of 60 meters, my legs managed to propel me almost 30. I land on the giant's pale arm, wide as a highway, lodge my knife in her skin and let my momentum carry it down from elbow to wrist. When I look up, however, I see that I've achieved nothing. Yeah! Yeah, cutting pure energy is probably not in your wheelhouse. Not only did I fail to sever her arm, I didn't even scratch her. I felt my knife bite into her hole, yet no cut remains to mark its passage. Yeah, without the lines to guide me, I never expected this to be as easy as the last time. But I've still got a vampire's strength. I hoped that if I hit her with everything I had, the pain would shock her into releasing CL. Yeah, that's not... yeah, no. My thoughts slow to a crawl. Time seems to freeze. In a fraction of a second, I cycle through my options. You have none. Or rather, I assess my situation. I screwed up. I got arrogant. I underestimated my enemy. My thought process is fundamentally flawed. To me, this was a battle, but to Arkwood, it was nothing of the sort. I was an ant who thought it could defy an elephant. I only got this far because she considered me harmless. Well, now I've shown him anything but. She won't suffer me to skitter about anymore. Oh god, I don't know. Usually it's better to run. Like, it's been a pattern up to this point, but like... I'm gonna continue with the pattern and go with, after run. My initiative lost. I can't waste a second. Arcwood quite literally has me in the palm of her hand. I've got better things to do than stick to an approach that isn't working.
Senpai!
I give up on severing the Titan's arm, but I'm not giving up on freeing the girl I love. Yeah, you go get her.
Senpai! 情けなくてごめん。でも助ける。今助けるか。
Can you? Oh. I did not like that squelch, because her eyes were like, had blood in them, so it squelched when she opened them. Ugh. I'm at no risk of falling. With my heightened sense of balance, it wouldn't matter if I were perched on a tightrope. No.
分かってます。すぐに先輩を連れて逃げる。
Is she though? With no lines to guide me, I drive my knife in blindly. Such wanton brutality would have shocked me once. But although the blow would have cut through steel, it doesn't leave a mark on the fingers that hold Ciel. Because you're... I stab over and over again like a madman. My knife grows slick with my own blood. The coating hones its edge and reinforces its blade. The intuitive command of my vampiric powers sparks no particular feeling in me. My mind is preoccupied with other things. Frustration at my own impotence. The overwhelming might of the foe I'm facing. Ciel's face twisted in pain as a crushing force relentlessly presses down on her abdomen. Yeah, keep going at it. Definitely, no such thing as Einstein's definition of insanity. I cling to the giant's finger, stabbing away like a machine, conscious of the futility of it, but not knowing what else to do. Well, Roa thinks otherwise, but we didn't listen to his full explanation before we jumped in, so we're kinda... Through mouthfuls of her own blood, tells me to run. Seeing the state she's in kicks my mind up another gear. And the air thumps. I don't think so. What I know is Einstein's definition is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I don't know if that's the Far Cry definition. Fear holds me in place like a vice. More like what the vampire dragged in, but yeah. An impossibly large crimson eye regards me disinterestedly from above. My overclocked brain abruptly crashes. I can't blink. I can't breathe. A single look was all it took. No, it is? Okay. Yeah, I haven't played Far Cry games. I did watch a playthrough of 5, but only once. I didn't recall if that was in there or not. A single look was all it took. Under the weight of her gaze, I forget I'm even human. Well, I mean... debatably human. Very, very, very debatably. Helpless to free Ciel. I am utterly helpless. Helpless to free Ciel. Helpless to save myself. Helpless to resist her. The closer to the Lumina, the more severe the winds. That much I already knew, so I should have expected this. A whirling maelstrom powerful enough to obliterate a tanker truck descends on me, intent on devouring the vermin that offended its master. My lungs remain frozen. My legs refuse to move. Lungs feel like it needs to pass. Well, the first time I ever heard that was in like 2009 from a Big Bang Theory episode. Big Bang Theory. And they called it Einstein's definition of insanity. So like, way before Far Cry 5 is when I first heard it, but my legs refuse to move. Ciel is, thank goodness, Arkwood's hand will shield her from the tornado, unless she angles her hand differently. But you know, yeah. Only I will pay the price of my own foolishness. They say that death is peaceful once you accept it. Perhaps this is what they mean. Still paralyzed from the terror of her gaze. Or was it? Now I'm curious. Okay, hang on. Sorry for the VOD watchers. I'm just checking something here. It's a meme. Improperly attributed to Einstein, it was a mystery novelist. Rita Mae Brown. Oh. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I swear, am I thinking of the wrong? I could have sworn that line came up in Big Bang Theory too. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in Big Bang Theory. I was right. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where I first heard it. Years ago. Okay. Still paralyzed from the terror of her gaze, I'm cast into the air like a leaf in a gale. Sorry, that would have bothered me until I made sure I wasn't crazy about where I heard it from. Carried on the white wind, I spiraled down to earth. My brain can't even process which way is up. Never mind how I should brace for impact. We better go splat? If I hadn't been so blind to how hard I was pushing myself, I might have seen this coming. 2 days ago, a light jog would have had me out of breath. What was I thinking, blasting through 100 meters in mere seconds, jumping up buildings, throwing myself at giants? Shredding and mending every muscle in my body over and over again, boosting my metabolism to hundreds of times its ordinary rate, forcing the burden of all that natural healing onto my brain. Far Cry spread into the gaming community, so now YouTube comments on games are full of Adafruit Let's Plays refuses to change strategies against the boss to give no trouble. Yeah, makes sense. I just knew I heard it way before Far Cry 5. That's why I was like, My body, my mind, my plans, they're all spent. A voice seems to whisper in my ear. You've done enough, it says. Even God couldn't untangle this mess. What hope do you have? A vain, banal hope. But is that really true? Another voice whispers in my heart, you can't give up yet. You have the tools you need at hand. You were right to try to defeat her. You were only wrong in your approach. Okay, good to know. I breathe out long and slow, exhaling my exhaustion. It isn't enough to revive my worn-out nervous system, but it's enough to persuade my eyes to open. Okay, well, we didn't die. That's good. My heart's beating. My legs are still attached. Blood flows through my fingers when I clench them. So, I'm still alive. Barely. Fortunately, I managed to avoid getting sucked up by that cyclone. Double fortunately, I'm still in one piece, especially given how far I fell.
比較的柔らかい地面だ。いいところに落とせ。
Was it luck?
お前
I don't have it in me to ask why he's still here. Battered inside and out, I can't muster any venom towards him. Or Arkwid for that matter. We just happened to land in grass and plants? Is this... I don't know, Deku. Is it street level? If you're on the street, you can be anyone. Oh, that fucking meme. I stand up shakily. Death battle did my boy Deku dirty. I feel like a ghost, picking myself up because that's all I remember how to do. In that moment, when I see what lies before me, I learn the true meaning of despair. Oh. I choke out a dry gasp at its sheer enormity. This sight, I know it. I know it all too well. It reminds me of landscapes I've only seen in photographs. The jungles of South America, or closer to home, the forests of Yakushima. Before its immense scale, I feel pathetically tiny. Didn't they say one of the, Dead Apostle ancestors Ciel had beat already was the forest one in the remake? Maybe... I mean, either Ciel did this to save us and give us a soft landing, or Arkwid's nature, shtick is... what's causing this. Either or. No. I'd be wrong to liken this vision to the I'm assuming Arkwid because... he said that, you know, despair, so I assume it's probably Arkwid's fault. I'd be wrong to liken this vision to the Amazon. My human mind wants to believe I'm looking at trees. But these aren't trees, they're roots. Roots like those of a delicate flower one might inadvertently crush underfoot, grown to monstrous proportions. Roots that now envelop the earth. Arkwid's roots! That's why she can't move, because she's literally rooted to the ground. Got it. The true form of the enemy Roa and I dare to pose comes into view. And with seeing comes understanding. Of course, she stands like a giant over us. Of course, humans are mere insects to her. I feel it in the unnatural heat and humidity. I see it in the stifling press of primordial colors. In the veil of abundant greenery draped over the world. In the thinness of the oxygen. In the lethal concentrations of toxic gases. This is nature, red in tooth and claw, sneering at human ingenuity. What I'm standing in is no city. Not anymore. Nor is it the overgrown ruins of a civilization. It's a world far more ancient. This is the Earth in its primal days, hundreds of millions of years before humanity ever drew its first breath.
そうだ。 俺が惑星の霊長に知的生命体を設定しなかった場合、地球本来の植物の尺度、
いや、
神祖にとって外敵への対応はこのようだ。人間を排除する必要も衰退させる必要もない。彼女はただ周りを強くすることで相対的に文明を矮小化させている。
Seems pretty OP. You good, Shiki? My heart all but gives out at the horrifying reality. It's my body, not my mind, that surrenders first. Now I know the true scale of what I face. Now I see any challenge made was sinful. Let me rest, my body pleads. Isn't it enough that you got so close? No. Yep. Push through it. Push through the fear. Making my way to CL took everything I had. Now I've fallen into a landscape out of myth. Without so much as scratching Arkwid. With no way of getting back up into the fight.
生きてる？それとも粉々に吹き飛ばしちゃった？
We're alive. Probably shouldn't answer that though. I look up at the source of the cacophony in my skull. Beyond the roots arrayed to put mankind in its place. A luminous figure looks down imperiously.
なんだ、ちゃんとそこにいるじゃない。
Hi.
ごめんなさい。小さすぎて見失っちゃった。
Understandable. The Titan still holds CL in her grasp. She plucks at her body pointedly. For my benefit, no doubt.
今まで気づいていなかったけど、これからは気をつけるわ。
Oh, good to know.
もっとも、もう歯向かう気持ちもないでしょうけど。
No, not really. Cielo. I'm amazed to feel a fire light in my flagging heart. I didn't think I had it in me. Wanting to free CL is part of it for sure. But more than that, Arkwid's bold-faced taunting has me seeing red.
お前本当に頭悪いな。
How long is she gonna try and keep up this charade?
はあ？意識なんてしていなかったんですけど。
We didn't say that out loud, did we? Wait, hang on. Yeah, no, we didn't.
ぴょんぴょん飛び跳ねるだけの小虫より、こっちのおもちゃをいじった方が楽しいでしょ？
マジか。
I didn't speak that question out loud. She must have literally read my mind. As if that giant lava lamp of a body weren't overpowered enough. She can hear my goddamn thoughts? Though I'd be none the wiser if she kept her mouth shut. To reveal her powers just to trade insults is exactly the kind of bird-brained move I'd expect from her, actually.
何よりも無獄殺されたようね。
Yeah, well, yeah, you were gonna kill us anyway.
本当に気乗りはしないけど。
Much?
口の減らない人間に身の程を教えてあげる。
Yeah, put me in my place. Yeah, do it. Maybe I'll enjoy it. I mean, what? The ground shudders beneath my feet. I can feel the world itself snarling at me in hostility, as it did to CL.
似た者同士の見苦しい泥の投げ合いは終わったかね。
I wonder if she can hear Roa. Because he's in Shiki's head, so I mean, damn right we are. I'm so pissed off now that I found the courage for one more try. The world is a hellish gauntlet of primal flora. The rooftops are the domain of an all-seeing titan. I still don't have a clear idea of what the Lumina is. I should. I mean, if she can... Go back up. I must have missed something. Staying here is just going to sap my strength. I can't help Ciel from down by Arkwood's ankles. I have to go back up. There must be something I've missed. Once I have that missing piece, I can figure this out. First, I've got to get out of this jungle of roots. I'll climb up them and find a small building to jump to. Then the real challenge will begin. There's magical energy contained in my blood. My vampiric traits dwindle when I expend it, but it replenishes a little each time it circulates to my heart.
Yes.
Slowly, minimizing my blood expenditure, I scale the roots. Once I'm out, I can find a way up to the rooftops. Then, like before, I'll sneak behind the Lumina and, isn't she reading your what the hell? Why am I floating? I don't think she's letting you do what you want.
呆れた。自分から姿を見せるなんて。人間ってもう少し頭のいい生き物だと思っていたけど。
An invisible force lifts me into the air. I briefly wonder if I've been caught in a wind current. But no. Arkwood's picking me up with telekinesis. I should have known better. Well, she no longer has any blind spots to exploit. Yeah. I only managed to sneak up on her in the first place because she was intentionally ignoring me. But now I've provoked her into fighting for real. Without the ground level cover of Megaflora, I have nothing to shield me from her eyes. Maybe this will work in our favor. No, it's worse than that. I've thrown myself into her lap, sticking my head out right at her feet. I might as well have been asking to get squashed. Well, I flail about trying to resist, but still I rise higher, as inexorably as if I were being hoisted up by a crane. Higher than the rooftops I was hoping to reach. Higher and higher into the sky, until I'm so high that there's no way down. So high, dude. Yeah, this is a little bit of a, how do you do? Her gigantic figure floods my brain with errors. She's so impossibly large, yet so familiar in form, that my perspective is shattered. Is she gargantuan, or am I minuscule? Is she the abnormality, or is it me? Are these shudders of fear running through me, or thrills of ecstasy at her beauty? Both? My senses, my ability to perceive the world are completely paralyzed. Maybe she'll keep us as a pet. I only know one thing for certain. I don't know what it is about this giant having a mouth and nose that freaks me out. But I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Personally. She won't ever let me defy her again. Crucified in midair, I'm helpless to resist her claws of wind swing lazily towards me. Oh, I guess you do, huh? It's average. It's not little.
ランドマークだの、デカブツだの、失礼な表現をされたことだし。これくらいはそのちっぽけな体であがなったものがないんだよ。
Once, twice, 3 times. More like a cat with a mouse. My limbs are far sturdier than a normal human's. but she snaps them like a twig. Like twigs. Yeah, we're not doing too hot. Shrieks slip through my gritted teeth. I almost read that as Shreks. If I can feel pain, it means my nerves are still connected. Even pinned in midair like this, I can still try to minimize the damage. Though I know it's not much, I tense my muscles every time she swings, hoping to at least keep my body in one piece. You're really enjoying this, huh, Arkwid? You're that much of a... that much of a sadist, huh? I'd rather you didn't get used to it. We're trying. Oh? So that means you won't kill us, right? Right? Because we're so fun? Right? No? My strength dissolves. My will to resist her evaporates. She's on a different scale to anything else I've faced. An opponent without weakness. For the first time, I truly know the crushing despair of being at the mercy of an irresistible force. You have us pinned with telekinesis! What do you mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, it was you! Fuck you. Did she just drop us? Yeah, okay. The force keeping me in place suddenly relaxes. Released from its hold, I plummet towards the ground. He's missing his feet and like the lower end of his arm. I crash land on a pale, glowing surface. My limbless torso is helpless to soften my fall. My internal functions are in too much shock to scream. But at least I'm better off than I was, are you? I've gone from an elevation of 80 meters to 50. For all the good that does me. I have to run. I have to get out of here. As hopeless as it is, I have to try. I squirm around the Titan's palm on my stomach. No dice. The luminous platform seems so much larger now than the last time I was here. Yeah. I suppose you do. The white earth dips in at its center like a bowl. The sides rise to cage me in. Though I'm standing on solid ground, I feel adrift in a raging sea. So minuscule am I, the faint curves of her flesh are enough to impede me. I can't see a thing, even with my eyes open. My world is white from horizon to horizon. I feel the warmth of her body on every inch of my skin. I feel her breaths hot enough to boil my brain. My senses only seem to sharpen even as my body grows numb. I can't take this anymore. It's just too much. My mind keeps losing track of what I'm doing, why I'm fighting. How can I get out? How can I break free? I don't know. I feel nothing but a single emotion towards a single being. I know nothing but this white world of torment. Yeah, this is pretty long for a bad end. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It's not just my body heat. It's not just my breathing. I'm melting, becoming one with the matter around me. The harder I struggle, the weaker I grow. The further I flee, the harder it gets to breathe. I'm barely more than a corpse now. I shouldn't be able to move at all. But my body and my heart refuse to die. So I writhe in the desert of her palm. It's so hot. My struggles are fueled not by pain or even despair, but by this mysterious heat. You having fun, Arkwid? She stares at me as I squirm.
もう絶対に私から触ってなんかやるもんかって思ったけど、我慢できなくなっちゃった。もう私のものなんだし、何をしたって構わないわよね。
And how exactly are you planning to play with us? What are you, huh? The Titan's index finger rises like a towering pillar. And slowly, grindingly, crushes the maggot wriggling on her palm. Breath bursts from my throat in wordless gasps. Just before it liquefies my flesh, shatters my bones, and grinds me into human paste, the finger recedes. And the worst part is, even after being squashed flat, the creature known as Tonoshiki clings pathetically to life. I see. Being in physical contact with the Lumina replenishes my magical energy. Whether I want it to or not, my blood drinks in the power she exudes, repairing my battered body. And as a result, we're forever her plaything.
あなたが吸血鬼になって一つだけいいこと見つけちゃった。
Maybe not.
じっくりと遊べること。
I don't like the tongue. I don't like it. I don't want it. Methinks we're not gonna have a good time.
可愛いものをいじるのは少しだけ楽しいわ。
That's weird. No matter what she does to me, no matter how thoroughly she breaks me, not even death will provide an escape. I'm trapped in a 5-fingered prison. Yeah, Nasu was definitely writing this one-handed. And probably read it one-handed too after the visuals got made. And so I fight for breath in an ocean of blood, endlessly sustained by the false hope she dangles before my eyes. Yeah. Okay. That that was an ending. You know, I can very much say that much. It was an ending. Okay. I mean, obviously, no, I should, you know, hide apparently, but you know, see what skit they do. Oh. Oh.
こん
Mini.
にちは。教えてシエル先生。代理のエコアルクです。
Yeah, okay.
本来なら私が出てくる
Been a while
エ
since
ン
we
ド
saw
で
you.
はないのですが、シエル先生も猫も吹き飛んでしまったので。
Oh. I didn't see the last episode of this because I didn't. Okay.
今回のエンドも直前からやり直せばいい即死系2択です。
Okay.
あの現象は1秒でも早く終わらせたいので、このコーナーはスキップして本編に戻ってください。
No. I know we saw her once before. I don't remember what did the echo stand for? Or the eco? I'm pretty sure she told us the first time we met her, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Economic? Oh. Huh.
スキップしないのですね。
No.
仕方ありません。このコーナーも今回で最後ですから、少しだけサービスします。
Okay.
あれが交代。この町に現れたアルクエイドが暴走した姿です。
Right.
交代は惑星初期化のシステムですが、これはもうそう呼べません。振られたから暴走するとか、ただの恋愛怪獣ですよね。まったくも。
That's older you though.
言葉が乱れました。忘れてください。
Okay.
全長ですが、システム発生時は200メートル級。
Oh. Oh, so when I said 120, I was very much lowballing. Okay, I got you.
権限時はまだ安定していないので、見た目の規模が大きい代わり、当たり判定がありません。ビルをすり抜けて膨れ上がっているのもそのためです。
Mm-hmm.
安定時になると全長は100メートル級で
Oh,
固
okay.
定。これは周囲
Okay,
の
then, so
文明レベルに
I
合
was
わせて
right.
のものです。
Hmm.
体積、体重は計測できません。こうなると質量を伴っていますが、抗体は地球の生命力が形になったもの。強いて言うなら、地球の質量が体重でしょうか。
Mm-hmm.
なので地球上ではどんなアクションをしようと、地球にとっては重くないので、地形には重さによるダメージはかからない。となります。地面は陥没しません。ただし、人工物はその限りではありません。ちなみに千年城が消滅したのは、彼女の空想具現化のランクが下がったためです。交代状態の審査では、空想具現化は大雑把なものしかできません。出力が大きくなった分、きめ細やかな空想を構築できなくなったのです。
Okay. Not sure how that helps us currently, but good to know.
交代状態の彼女にできることは、超広範囲の魔眼と、自身に向けられる攻撃をキャンセルする空想無料化と、地熱操作、
Yeah, we've seen those.
といったものになります。
We've seen those ones, yeah.
要は自然の脅威
Actually,
で
we've
す。
seen all of that so far.
これを
Mm-hmm.
意識的に思考性のものとして使っていた普段の
But
彼女
now
は
she's just throwing it around wildly.
無意識に反応として使うことしかできない今の彼女。
Yeah.
どちらが生命として優れているかは、あなたの思考でご判断いただければ。
I'm gonna go with
とはいえ、このバッドエンドの彼女は私の知る交代ではありません。システムでありながら自己を、感情を優先する兆しを見せています。その上で暴走による自己崩壊はせず、新しい器に変化している。
Okay.
システムだったものが個になるとき、どのような無理が生じるか。
So you're saying if we do the hide option, which is obviously the right option, because it's only the other one, she might...
デッドエン
I
ド
guess we'll see.
バッドエンドとたくさんのエンドを見てきましたが、
Mm-hmm.
これは一つのワールドエンド。ある意味最悪のエンドでしょう。
The world end, huh? Yeah, that's pretty bad.
ですので彼女に気遣いは無用です。容赦なく徹底的に。
I'm still hoping we can work things out, but I'm slowly losing hope on that front.
分不相応の夢ごと粉々に打ち壊すような、そんな反撃を
We'll try.
あなたに期待します。
Oh, bye.
それではまたいつかあるはずのない夢の中で。
Oh, okay. Alright. We're going back in. I gotta hide and recuperate. On floor, yeah, I should hide. I'm on my last legs. Fighting her head on would be crazy. I won't find any magical solution waiting for me up on the rooftops. Only Arkwood's paralyzing gaze. My best bet's to try and stay out of her sight. It's not like I'm completely out of options. There are plenty of places to hide down on the ground. If I conceal myself among these enormous roots, I don't know why I said rocks, she'll never find me.
へえ、それはそれで面白いけど。
I sense a hint of amusement in her voice. Though the trespasser has escaped her gaze, the giant doesn't need to see him to know what he's thinking, yeah.
あなたは息をしないでも生きていられる生き物だった。
I have like a weird dry spot like right in front of my ear. It kind of hurts. Or to predict the fate that awaits him. Yeah, the poison gas. As promised, the environment down here is rapidly proving hostile to mammalian life. The temperature pushes 40 degrees, while fronds of greenery consume every open surface. Worst of all, the air is growing thin. Unable to photosynthesize, the gargantuan plants inhale oxygen in vast quantities, leaving none behind to support bird or beast.
上空の気流の乱れはこの酸素濃度が原因。人類が知る原生植物ではあるが、その規格、強靭さはまるで別物だ。
Yeah, quite a bit different.
出る場合か。酸素が吸えなかったら
In
血
scale.
液も濁る。吸血鬼にとって致命的じゃないのか、それは。
酸素結合による血液の正常化に頼る使徒である。
But we're not one of them.
まだ人間部分を残している糖の
Right? Like, why even bring it up?
そうかよ。じゃあ何分持つ？
肉体を稼働させなければ1時間。まだ続けるというのなら確かな保証はもうできない。
So if I keep running around, I could keel over inside of a minute. Probably. Maybe. Well, I could have told myself that. I've got nothing left in the tank. Simply pushing through the oversized undergrowth is enough to wind me. Despite the fact that I see the lines all around me, my head has stopped aching. That can only mean my pain receptors are no longer functioning. What if we cut the roots? But still.
死の線とやらを見続けている。私にはお前が見ているものは理解できる。死の捉え方、生の結論において我々には共有できる余地がない。私はその理解をよしとし。
I owe Roa big time. His blabbering is helping me stay focused. I wonder if that's intentional on his part. Keep moving. Use your eyes. It must be here somewhere, under these roots.
その精神の強靭さは評価に値するが、当の士気の肉体は限界を迎えている。
Yeah, well, we know that.
身体機能の原則に免疫機構が追いついていない。ここで休息と栄養の補給をしなければ、酸素があろうとなかろうと心臓は停止する。
We just need to hang on for like 10 seconds more. Maybe 30. Maybe a minute.
はっきり言いやがって。
No, he will.
そうだな。この肉体の存続と
Oh.
私の存続に関連性はなくなった。
Oh, so you've given up on us. You're like, yeah, whatever. You die, I'll just move on to some random body. Hold on. What does he mean by... I think he, The roots grow thicker and thicker. Roa warned me that overexerting myself would be fatal, but I'll be crushed if I stay here. I think he has a backup. He doesn't really need you now. I have to get to safety while I still can. As much as it pains me to give up ground against Arkwid, I have larger concerns right now. That's why I took cover in the first place, to hide like a pest in her garden. What was that? Humanity is extinct. That's no hyperbole. No metaphor. All phenomena within range of Arkwid's conscious mind have been taken prisoner. Though she has not taken a single step since her advent, she reigns supreme over all beneath her crimson sky. Huh? Do you? I don't know if you do. She has grown no larger. Her surroundings have grown no smaller. Uh-huh. In her eyes, the world was always thus. The planet sees no great distinction between large and small. In the core of her luminous being, where a human's heart would be, she aches. Something is wrong. What she has become, she must not be. The glow in her breast impels to revert to her old form, to reduce her output before it's too late. Maybe you should listen to what it's telling you. But bridge after bridge is burning in her wake. Even if she wanted to stop, she would not know how. In the depths of delight, she finds sadness. In the throes of pleasure, she finds fear. Opposing impulses, irreconcilable logic errors, spur her to ever greater excesses of insanity. But the object of her obsession, in his unsightly determination, has hidden himself. The gall that he might die before she could kill him. Yet she is powerless to pursue him, for she refused to consider him an object of interest. He was a gnat, unworthy of her attention, undeserving of her gaze, so she insisted to herself. She looks away from the ruined civilization below, with its covering of primal flora. One of the only two humans left in the world may have escaped her, but she has the other in hand. Physically, maybe. Mentally... With a murderous smile, she prods at the life in her grasp. A thin stream of insults rises from the primordial world at her feet, but such things are beneath her notice. Come on, CL, fight back. I mean, she died hundreds of times already. So I mean, a large number of which were when she first woke up at the church. The tiny figure struggles between her fingers. They have shared such an intimate time together, where at first she delighted in tearing her apart. She now feels a strange connection between them, but that only exacerbates her cruelty.
私がロアを取り込んでしまえば、あなたは私が死ぬまで生き続けるしかなくなる。
Yeah?
あなたが死ぬためには、天聖批判の聖典でロアを殺さないといけない。それがどうしたって。
Yeah, what's your point? The executor gasps through her fading consciousness. How many deaths and resurrections has she's endured at the giant's hand? She can no longer recall.
けれど、いいの？ロアが死ぬということは、あなたも死ぬということなのよ。
Yeah.
ロアを消滅させてしまえば、あなたのこのいたぶりがいのある体も普通のつまらない体に戻ってしまう。
I mean, it's what she wants. Well, not as much anymore, but I think it'd be preferable for her currently.
それが私の望みです。そう、かわいそうね。あなたの望みは叶えられない。
You're gonna keep her as a little voodoo doll for all time.
何もできずに逃げ回るだけの肉塊を何万回と引き裂いてね。
Why are you taking it out on her? Even after a dozen fatal wounds, the executor won't die. Tenderly, carefully, the giant drives her to the limits of agony, putting on a show for the foliage below. But even as her innards spill out of her, her screams are only of pain, not despair. Her eyes gleam with defiance, and you show her what's for.
何その目。不愉快だわ。何か言った？
Yeah, it was. You threatened her boyfriend.
本当にどうしようもないと。
Though she is wholly at the giant's mercy, the executor smiles.
全く一度殺されたくせにまだ彼を分かっていないのですね。あなたは。
Damn, Ciel's got that confidence. It's a smile born of faith in a young man fleeing below, of conviction that he will prevail. Yeah, that provoked her. Should have seen that one coming. The roots writhe like overgrown serpents as I scramble along their length. My fingers tingle from lack of oxygen. My left hand no longer functions. Oh! The lines of death are converging on something. It's close, I know it. If I can just get there in time.
私には殺しても死なないおもちゃがあるのよね。
A voice echoes from above. At this rate, I'm going to pass out from anger before the oxygen deprivation gets me. She's just trying to provoke me, taunt me into revealing myself. But that's no excuse.
しぶといな。やっぱりロア本人を殺さないとあなたは死なないみたいだ。
Yeah?
シエル。
To so offhandedly torment Ciel. If she hates me so much, let her kill me. Let her send a tornado down here to smash me to pieces. Don't torture the one I love and pretend I can't. Hear what's happening.
そう。かわいそうね。あなたの望みは叶う。
Why not?
私は今度こそロアを取り込む。何もできずに逃げ回るだけの肉塊を何万回と引き裂いてね。
Icy water seeps up my brainstem to fill my skull. My guts threaten to surge out my throat. Emptiness usurps my self-awareness.
おい、境界を越えているぞ。
Threshold of becoming a full vampire. I don't give a shit. I'll kill her. I'll kill him. I'll kill every last thing that gets in my way. For her, look. Roa can go screw himself. I won't let Arcwood lay another finger on CL. Look. Overclock your brain until your veins burst into flame. Look, 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 look. All this time I had it wrong. I need to kill something else before I kill Arcwood. I get it now. I see death defacing the living, the vegetation, the air itself. But the Lumina alone remains pristine. Death does not exist for her.
何それ自殺する気
A voice emanates from above, dripping with contempt. No, don't let her trick you. She's pretending otherwise, but she's scanning the ground with those immense crimson eyes. Because she's scared of you. The ant has drawn the elephant's gaze. So hurry. You know what you have to do. You knew the moment you set foot in her domain.
いいわこっちの虫で遊ぶのは後回し
Yeah? Unlike a dead apostle, she has no need for blood. Somebody told me once that the world decrees her perfect by virtue of her existence. True ancestors exist as extensions of our planet, drawing their vitality from its own reserves. They have no such thing as a lifespan. They will never age, never tire, never die. In other words, her invincibility is a function of the natural world, so cut the roots! There's no hiding my plans from her. Not when she can read my thoughts. That's why I've been trying so hard not to think about my objective directly. But that has its limits. There's no distracting myself now that it's staring me straight in the face. Even so, my brain will take a second to process what I'm seeing. That's a 1 second head start on her telepathy. Is 1 second enough? No. There it is. There's the spot. There's the G spot. I emerge from the undergrowth. Burning all my strength, my blood, my very soul, I sprint towards the point of death. Above, I feel a gargantuan presence gasp in shock. Well, I've got a full second on her, so she can eat my dust. She's too large for her motor signals to reach her overgrown limbs in time. I hope so. 1 more second and I'll be there. Just a little closer and I'll be in range. All this time I've been barking up the wrong tree. Arcwood's insulated from the very possibility of death. But that means, if I can kill whatever is granting her that protection, she'll no longer be invincible. You got it. Stab, 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 stab! I arrive at my destination, a colossal point of death. This time it really is checkmate. My eyeballs burn, my bones shudder as I raise my arm. A point lies at my feet, the death of the earth itself. I drive my knife straight down to kill the world and... yeah, I don't think it, Did she just move it? My blade slashes through the air. Were we telekinesis-ed? Or she shifted the ground and just moved it? The Earth's point of death vanishes without a trace. Oh! But it's not my doing. The point itself is sucked towards the Titan's feet and disappears, along with every line of death that emanated from it. Yeah, we see that! Arkwood, we weren't trying to kill him. We was kill you. That's silly. We were just trying to tickle your fun spot a little bit. That's all. Roa's voice slides off my ears. What the hell? What the helly? What in the hellson? How can she just pluck the planet's own lifeline literally off the face of the Earth? Because she's overpowered. But her containment is not yet satisfied. A pitch-black vortex swirls into being at her feet. Slowly but surely, the megaflora, the hollowed-out shadow buildings, everything is pulled out into its void. Or is pulled into its void. The brilliant giant wavers. I'm too exhausted to even wonder what that could mean. Is she overexerting? The vortex is devouring the world itself. The very ground I'm standing on is sliding towards Arkwood, like she's tugging on a tablecloth. Barely. If she keeps sucking everything around her, it wouldn't matter. Roa's voice breaks me out of my fugwe. No, not exactly. With my last hopes crushed and the end of the world fast approaching, I can't muster the will to think. I only follow Roa's suggestion out of some deep-rooted survival instinct. The world of mankind is falling before my eyes. Arkwood's powers in their ordinary incarnation seem gentle next to this. In her Lumina state, her phenomenon containment does not imprison so much as pulverize. Unsatisfied with merely losing their outer layers, the buildings surrender their entire existences to the undertow. Without Roa's warning, I would have met the same end, dragged into the vortex, flattened like a sheet of paper, and trapped on the reverse side of the world. The booming voice is racked with pain. Not once does the Lumina look my way. You're trying to kill us and you're torturing CL. Like, what? Like, of course we tried to kill you back. I mean, if you got your hands on us, you'd just continue to torture us too, but instead she only sees her power, but still. You'd kill us eventually. Chest heaving, I dash along the roof of what was once a building. Human beings must be stronger than I appreciated, or at least more tenacious. Even with all hope gone, my body still hasn't given up. I reversed my vector from before. This time I run away from the Lumina, scrambling across the roofs of buildings as they sink into the quicksand below. None of them provide stable footing for long. Each landing gives me a minute at best to identify and move to my next safe spot. Claws of wind reach out to crush my feeble resistance. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get out of this one. I'm not gonna make it. My 50 km/h running speed isn't enough. No, something so human as running can never outpace this apocalyptic wind. Whirlwind. Leaping from building to building can only get me so far. I need a faster way, a more efficient way. Uh-oh. Okay. What'd you do? Okay. Yeah. Kinda. That's fair point.
せっかく重力がある。飛ぶのではなく落下する方が効率的だ。
なんだそれ。
You heard him? Despite myself, I think I get it. I didn't jump to the next building just now so much as fall towards it, just sideways. Yeah. It's like I fixed myself to where I wanted to go with an invisible rubber band and let Newton do the rest.
問題は着地の衝撃だ。今のお前の体であれ、耐えられる。
Yeah, barely.
引力操作も安くはない。多用すれば回路が焼けつく。その場合、次は左足を使う。
Thanks for informing us.
焼きつくって具体的には。
As in burn at the nerves.
焼きつくは焼きつく。物理的に燃えるんだから。
Oh, or that. Oh, so now he'll give it to me straight. Yeah, thanks. After we already let you use the hand. That's sick, dude. The roiling winds loom closer. The updrafts near the Lumina are strong enough to pick up rubble. If I don't get myself away from her, 300 meters at least, I won't be able to escape the impending vortex. But the world is swirling inwards at 50 kilometers per hour, as this evolved phenomenon containment draws all of existence into its gravity well. If I can't outrun its pull, it'll swallow me. To get 300 meters away from the Lumina in these conditions, I'll have to procure inhuman speed from human legs. Roa, any other tricks up your sleeve? Your mind sleeve? A blast of wind shears away buildings as it passes, its wake sending me flying onto a nearby roof. I crash backwards onto the featureless stone and roll another 20 meters. Yeah. Yeah. Grabbing onto the roof for dear life, I allay my fall. The rooftop has no fence to speak of. If I slide off the edge, I'll be helpless to stop myself from falling into the vortex below. Yeah. Well, like I'm gonna use this gravity manipulation willy-nilly. It'll burn me from the inside out. I'll only use it as an absolute last resort. Although maybe it's rich to be worried about one arm when my whole brain's about ready to give out. Be true. I can't move a single muscle. My breath dies in my throat, and not for lack of oxygen. At long last, I'm out of fuel. I'm not even hungry, but I have an insatiable craving for fresh blood. No, not even that. I doubt my body would recognize it as sustenance anyway. All I want is to rest, sleep. A minute's all I need. Just 1 minute to shut down my body and clear my mind. You're not gonna get that, though. She won't give it to you. I scrape together the very last dregs of my will into a mouthful of vitality. Forcing my leaden limbs into a lumbering run, I leap to a promising-looking building. Alright, get whatever time you need. Luckily, this area seems out of range of the updrafts. That's good. There's no wall of whirling wind that pursues me here. That said... what? I'm done. Completely, utterly exhausted. I can't summon another ounce of physical or mental energy, nor even antipathy for the Titan. I didn't stop for a second because stopping meant death. I chose to run away, because I had no way to fight back. I swore to make her pay, because it was the only way to get through her thick skull. But all those reasons are bleeding away now. My fuel gauges wind down to 0. Without even having taken a fatal wound, my body finally expires. What?
ほら、やっぱり。
Oh, you think that? She feels the irritating little flea breathe its last and smiles. Though it squealed with every gust that caught it, its voice was too small to reach her ears. That brings her no small dissatisfaction, but she has transcended any reliance on physical sound. The thoughts and feelings of every being in her domain come to her in a constant feed.
初めからその程度。分かっていないのはあなたの方だったじゃん。
Yeah, you go on believing that. The air thrums around the broken executor, but she doesn't answer. That last squeeze might have been a little too spirited. Her splattered body is slowly reforming, but the regeneration has not yet reached her brain. The Titan sighs in exasperation, then tips her hand palm down, as though dropping something used and worn out into a wastebasket. Don't drop her!
もういいの。
Or I mean, I guess that might be better for her, though, actually.
いつか気が向いたらそこから出して。
To the Titan, this is an act of both vengeance and punishment. Oh, she's putting her in the vortex, right? The Executor dared to claim she didn't understand her enemy. Preposterous. It was Ciel who didn't have a clue. No one understands that spiteful little creature half as well as she. She can feel him even now, his heartbeat, his body heat, his pulse, his immune system, his bones, his hair, his tongue, his trachea, his guts, his frustration, his scorn, his anger, his regret. All that he is, she holds in the palm of her hand.
そう。だからこれでおしまい。
But again, go on believing that, because this ain't a bad end.
もう一歩も動けないの。あいつ。
And in comes Roa with the steel chair, somehow giving him more energy. The Executor plummets from 80 meters up. Ordinarily, such a fall would end in death as the impact dashed her against the ground. This time, however, a swirling maw awaits her below, ready to swallow her up along with all other phenomena. Instead of breaking her, it will flatten her into a two-dimensional form and imprison her. She would be left to suffer for all eternity, with no hope of salvation or release. Lumina's predictions are absolute. As such, the actions of both the Executor Ciel and the boy, or rather Roa's host, must remain within expected parameters. Yes, she possesses unparalleled power and total knowledge. Such an omnipotent being cannot, must not err. To fail in her predictions would prove her impotent and shame the world that birthed her. Thus... What? What happened? She is so deeply shocked by the sight unfolding before her, she forgets to maintain Lumina's dignity. What happened? Did our boy somehow... Oh, he woke up! He's like, that's my bitch. From my perch on the wall, I send all my blood to my legs and explode into a hyper long jump. I didn't even think. The moment I saw Ciel discarded, my empty gauge ticked up to 1. That second wind! The crimson sky cracks with blue thunder. I don't care. Like, fuck your thunder. The Titan looks on in blank astonishment. I don't care. This is no miracle. It isn't even stubbornness. My limits just don't matter anymore. Call it the power of love or whatever. My willpower is spent, but my love is not. So I burn that instead. Don't burn your love!
Senpai!
Catch her, catch her, catch her. I don't even think about how I'll survive the landing. Ciel is the only thing in my sights. Catching her is all that matters. The rest I'll figure out when I get there. Use that gravity manipulation, man. Suck yourself toward a building. Ciel's battered body halts in midair. Yeah, I should have seen that one coming. Then it reverses course as though unbound from gravity until she hangs at the height of the Titan's chest. She's like, "You're not getting your girl. No way." Yoink.
そんなのありか?
Anger lights in my breast at Arkwood's sheer nerve. She said she was done. She can't call take-backsies now. You cheater. You little shit. Huh? But the giant's tyranny continues unheeding. She just flicker? She raises Ciel's body, and then with a contemptuous snap of a finger, I can almost see her pout. She flicks her. Ah! A harsh thunk shakes the air. That's so fucked up! The impact propels Ciel to unimaginable speeds. Her body shoots across the night sky like an arrow, landing beyond the horizon of Arkwood's phenomenon containment in our school. Yeah, launch her a little bit too far. I feel sick. Seeing Ciel treated so callously, flung like a ping pong ball, it's too horrible to watch. On the other hand, she's been released from Arkwood's hold. Thrown beyond her reach, no less. Roa claimed that Lumina is immobile, in which case if I can find a way to escape from her domain and reach the school, I win.
ま、やっちゃったことは仕方ないか。
I can't see her face, but I can sense her smirk.
落としたゴミは拾いに行かないと。
No, it's fine. You can leave it. My eyes widen as an unprecedented change overcomes her. Is she shrinking? She's moving, as though demonstrating her vast superiority to the pitiful human below. Arkwood's gargantuan form begins to walk. That's not good. Also, why they have to make it so you can easily see the curve of her bosom and then her down to her butt? Like, Takeuchi definitely did this at or whoever did this particular frame definitely got some requests from Nasu. That's for sure. It's like, hey, you know, you could maybe curve her up a little bit. Well, this is a problem. How are we supposed to deal with her now that she moves?
ドアの隅かごとあなたたちの思い出を踏み潰してあげる。
I have no retort. I can only watch in horror. She casts aside her sole weakness, immobility, on a whim to become the Earth's most arrogant, self-indulgent vampire princess reborn. Hey Roa, you got an explanation for this bullshit? Buddy?
そうよ。惨めに思い知りなさい。私は止められない。もう手遅れなんだって。
You know, I have to wonder though. Ciel was unaffected because she had like the power to put up some resistance, so she didn't get sucked in on the initial pull. Like, you know, she told us that. I wonder if Akiha also could survive it. I don't see why she couldn't. Through the grove of gravestones she glides. The world of man cowers beneath her imperious gaze, waiting for her passage to dismantle all it has built. Her lips twist into a smile as coldly and mechanically she reaps her harvest.
ずいぶん広げちゃったけど、 今の私なら問題ないか。学校まであとたったこれだけだし。
This was never a battle at all. She's no longer the woman she once was. In her Lumina state, she can no longer sense the boy's presence as she once could. But this is by design.
そう。
Wanna do what?
意識なんかしてやらない。最後まで気づいてさえ。
But you already did though. Oh, is this from before? I guess, yeah. Even in this form, she retains some semblance of pride. CL, she can comfortably regard as a threat. But some half-vampire who couldn't even scratch her. Never mind how ordinary and gentle he is, plus those mystic eyes. He's nothing to her. So she won't even look at him. She'll never again call his name. And yet, her heart aches for the words he'll never say. I hate him, she tells herself. I loathe him. I don't want him near me. Don't you, though? But sadness spoils her mirth. Fear mars her joy. Opposing impulses, irreconcilable logic errors, cry out with longing for his affection. But every thought in his brain was either a profession of love for someone else or an insult to her. Crazy, bird-brained, big dumb statue. How could she let him get away with that? So if we'd been nicer to you, you might have thought about not being a bitch. Even so, she managed to restrain herself. She lost her temper, but she never lost her mind. Even when he ran away from her and took refuge in the roots, she paid him no attention. She assumed it was merely an act of futile defiance. When she realized he wasn't just buying time, but aiming to kill the earth itself, a thrill of joy ran through her. That joy led her blindly into a fatal transgression. There was nothing inherently wrong with using her phenomenon containment. But she disgraced herself by chasing headlong after a creature she'd ignored, and should have continued to ignore. She brazenly pursued the one being she swore never to acknowledge. The planet would be ashamed of its sense of touch. All that joy turned to ashes in an instant. He raised her hopes only to dash them. So she stripped away everything he had. His hopes, his dignity, his future, his strength. She had him in the palm of her hand. Yeah, if it wasn't for that bitch CL, you would have him. That's what you're thinking, right? Her momentary elation erupted into blazing fury. Cruel, sadistic, unforgivable. How could you? How could you? How could you? Not really. With that surge of rage, the last of her fetters burst. She is incapable of restraining her own emotions, as is only natural for a being with no limitations. She differs from humans on a fundamental level. While similar in many ways, she lacks their self-control. She goes wherever whim takes her. The slightest revulsion, inspiration, mischief, or joke. Whatever impulse strikes her, she'll act on. Whether that means trading jibes with a half-vampire, or taking her anger out on CL, or even to embrace the unconscionable tyranny of using the Lumina to execute her own will. No, you couldn't. New nerves spread through her makeshift vessel with every step. What was once a utilitarian corpus of ether becomes something different, something more. The result is an aberration of nature. What houses nerves may bear strain. What possesses flesh may feel pain. And what courses with blood may be thought alive. Yeah? Giving yourself feeling in this, even if unintentionally, is probably... You're not meant to feel what's happening to you. Her steps begin to take on weight. Even in the closed space of a marble phantasm, the laws of physics don't consent for such immense mass to walk on two legs. But she can't stop herself. Once in motion, her body will not be halted. Not on its own. It lacks the capacity. Oh, so you really made a mistake doing this, huh? And as a desire for someone to stop her fills her chest. She whispers the one name she swore never to speak again. Oh, okay. What do you need? Then take the thing out of the vortex, and we'll stop you. We'll make up your mind, woman. She'd acknowledged him from the first. All along, she was happy to see him. Even if he came to save CL, he thought of her nonetheless. Besides, she knows his mind even better than he does. He tried to kill her, but not out of enmity. He was furious with her, but not out of hatred. To the very end, he was the boy she always knew. A little strange, a little frightening, and utterly irreplaceable. This, however, is truly the end. Not even Shiki could keep loving her once he saw her in this form. That's not true. You just don't want it to be fixed, because you know what will happen if you stop. Her mind flickers, her mind fades. Soon Arkwood Brunstad will be no more. But that's a trivial matter now. Just a little further, a few more steps to the school. She promised to crush it to powder, as if that would bring her satisfaction. But if she were to name her true desire, then in the moment Shiki rejected her, she wishes she could have disappeared forever. The Titan holds the hearts of all sapient creatures, whatever form they may take, firmly in her grasp. The mighty, the fearsome, the otherworldly. Animals respect beings as leaders. Humans revere them as gods. The entity before me now is a catastrophe on that scale. Although her stride is enormous, her steps have no weight. Her body is colossal, but its passage leaves the ground unshaken. I've stood in her arm. I know she's made of matter. Her body should weigh hundreds, if not thousands of tons. But then why would I bother trying to make sense of such an alien being? Analyzing the incomprehensible won't get me out of this mess. The vortex swirls at her feet even as she walks. Her procession sweeps clean the city beneath her. Now that she's moving, she has no more blind spots. She's safe from attack. If she wanted, she could reach down and pick me right up. By all rights, there should be cause for despair. And yet, my eyes sense she's somehow more grounded than before. Because she moved, she's less attached to the earth, maybe? I've got to pull myself together. I don't have time to marvel at some giant glowing statue. This is my only shot at saving CL. The question is, can I do it? Can I chase after Arkwood's massive footsteps, overtake her and get to the school before her?
いや、エレイシアの救出が目的で
Uh-huh.
ある。その冒険の必要はない。ある意味、お前の勝ちだ。このままいけば、あの女は自滅する。
My frozen brain abruptly defrosts. My thoughts scattered from seeing the Lumina walk form into the shape of Tonoshiki.
どういうことだそれ
She's disappearing.
抗体が惑星の環境を初期化するシステムに過ぎない。強大なその権能は個人の目的で使われてはならない。受け皿の問題だ。惑星規模のエネルギーを自分のために使えば
Yeah, she'll be crushed.
それは姫君であろうと例外ではない。これまでの彼女は惑星の報復機能だ。自らの意志で動き出した以上、それは生命だ。今の彼女にも生命としての死が存在する。
I see. So that's why she seemed less ethereal.
過度な自傷収納と特定人物への一方的な感情で、あれは暴走状態の入っている。おそらく思考したことが止められないのだ。限界を超えて稼働し続ける発電所のようだ。このまま放置すれば抗体現象は停止する。
But will it cease to be before it reaches the school?
アルクエド・ブリュンスタッドと真素の消滅とともに。
But dude, does Shiki want Arkwid to be eliminated along with it? So she'll die for real? Nah, he doesn't. He's gonna try and save both of them.
1000年の追跡もここまでとは。私やお前にとってはこれ以上はない結末だ。
Give me a break. I can't imagine a crueler fate.
おい
Yeah, he's gonna try and save her. I'm supposed to just let her self-destruct? This isn't who she is. How can I watch her destroy herself, leaving all her hopes unfulfilled?
それ止められないのか
He does not jest. Unfortunately for both of us, I'm dead serious.
では正気か？エレイシアを救出し、姫君から逃げ延びるのがお前の勝利条件だと理解している。
Yeah, but we don't want Arkwid dead either. Forgotten? No. I'm just realizing for the first time what my victory means for the other side. If anyone deserves to die, it's me for overlooking something so obvious for so long. My goal was always to save CL, not to see Arkwid dead. I never truly considered her my enemy, just as she never truly considered me hers.
その結果がこれだ愚かしいにも程がある
Yeah, but there's still time. I can still set things right. I don't have to run away and leave her desperate pleas unanswered. I can choose a better end.
交代であることが間違いなら
Then we'll just destroy it.
アルクエドが自滅する前に
Yeah.
あの交代を殺してやる
I don't know how you plan on doing that, but
それが正しい唯一の正解だ。だ。
namely, he continues, how I intend to accomplish that. How do I intend to kill a being I tried and failed to land a scratch on, that I struggled to even approach?
もちろん俺だけじゃ不可能だ。点は見えても近づく手段がない。あのデカブチの心臓に触れるには一度完全に無力化する必要がある。
Mm-hmm. Grand Magecraft alone would have sufficed. A wasteful application of such an intricate ritual. I would have done better. Something about Roa's words keep snagging at me. He never opens his mouth without a reason. His ire was so pointed because it was a signal to me. He was giving me a hint, saying that if I were blind enough to miss it, it would be my own fault. That must mean...
お前、切り札を持ってるだろ。
My question is met with silence. I sense no quiet satisfaction, no joy for a wayward student's success, but...
まだ心は折れない。
Oh, it's unbroken, it's stronger than ever. In a theologian's grave tones, he ascertains my resolve.
もう何度も折れてる。治りが早いだけだ。
Okay, yeah, fair.
その場合、懲りないというのが正しい。
Ha! He's got me there.
いいから、いい加減力を貸せ。俺が死んだら困るんだろ。お前も。
True, but he said he didn't really care about this vessel anymore, so I mean...
私が協力する道理がない。お前が玉砕しようと、姫君が消滅しようと、私の価値に変動はない。
You could be a good person for the first time since you were like 15? So I don't know. A robotic answer, devoid of emotion. I'd expect nothing less from him. All the safety of his reincarnation, all his obsession with Arquid, he can carry into his next life. He has nothing to gain from risking himself here, and nothing to lose if he doesn't. But that's the point. Roa always comes out on top, every time. Which is why I know my next words will devastate him.
いいのかよ。俺たちは揃って、あいつに相手にもされていないんだぞ。
Ooh, what of it, Roa? Anguish permeates his stunned silence. Now that I think about it, this might be the only time I've ever truly wounded him. And in reply, this vampire hell-bent on his own survival. This 1,000-year-old man hewn from unyielding stone.
確かに。それは屈辱だ。
Yeah, let's go! It's time, the duo! Twists his mouth into a savage grin no theologian would ever wear. Alright, Arquid, we're coming for you, baby!
体力の回復に専念し、
Alright, 10 seconds, easy enough.
それがお前に残された砂時計の最後の砂だ。
Like I need him to tell me that. I'm a sprinter out to smash the world record. I look down over myself, at the body I've beaten, abused, pushed to the brink of survival, and each time reformed into something less human. This will be my final ordeal, both as a vampire and as a man. Here on the brink, I take 10 seconds to breathe. 1. I draw in oxygen to rejuvenate my red blood cells. My frayed muscles weave back together. My calcified veins revert to soft tissue. 2. I train every nerve in my body on repairing my flesh as I gauge the distance to the Lumina. 3. The shortest route comes to 400 meters apparent, 4 kilometers actual. 4. It will take me 1 minute to close the distance. This 10-second grace period is vital. I'll need it to sustain me. 5. I calm my heart and focus on breathing. The Titan is still on course for the school. 6. The Titan is still on course for destruction. 7. Whether she continues to ignore me or finally deigns to acknowledge me, this will be the greatest challenge I've ever faced. 8. I tense at that realization. 9. Is this even worth it? Is there any point in putting my life on the line to save Arcwood over the girl I love? 10. Blast off. I knew the answer before I even asked. I switch off my brain and launch into my final pursuit. Go, 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 she could go! The giant glides through the forest of buildings. Will I dart between their bows? Bows? Catching up to her is no challenge at all. The vortex at her feet draws the world toward her, me included. It feels like there's an irresistible wind at my back. The giant's pale frame grows closer by the second. No detours for me this time. No running away. I propel myself ever forward, eyes fixed on her. You see it. My knife is the size of a thumbtack next to her, but I clutch it tight regardless. Okay. A claw of wind barrels toward me. Belatedly, I realize it's too big to really call a claw. This time it's less a finger flicking away an insect, and more an open palm slap that delivered in a fit of pique. I reach out to a rooftop 60 meters ahead. The instant I set it as my landing point, sideways becomes down, sending me falling towards it through the air. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're not giving up yet. I've made it to the edge of Arcwood's tornado. Past this point, there are no more buildings to serve as stepping stones. There is only her. If I'm going to reach her, I'll have to jump from here. No voice reverberates from the Lumina. She still won't spare me a glance, even now. That stubborn streak really will be the death of her. If she'd only care to look around, she could instantly stun me with her mystic eyes and make me hers to torture. Not that her indifference improves my chances much. With nowhere to run, I'm easy prey for the razor wind. A gust tears through the building I'm standing on, slinging rubble high into the sky, and me along with it. Higher I soar on the updrafts sheathing her body. With no wings to carry me, my fate was left to physics the moment I lost my footing. Now I'll perish like a moth caught in a gale. No, you won't. No, you won't. Unless... Roa. He's acting as our guide, our navigator. Chunks of debris rise into the sky with me. They're too unstable to make reliable footholds. But they're good launching points. But they are the perfect fulcra for a gravitational slingshot. Okay. Tumbling together into the sky, we reach our goal. Roa told me, if my goal was only to defeat the Lumina, there was a way. Maybe she saved one, held one back in case of emergency? Or just, okay, an oversight, okay.
あの娘は必要以上の火力を用意できる。それゆえ工夫する努力を放棄しがちだ。オーバーキルも結構だが、わずかな魔力でも像を倒す努力もしろと伝えておけ。まあ、パン焼きすらできないあの性格でも、ミクロ単位の精密作業は一生できないだろう。
Bruh, you don't gotta roast her baking skills. 17 times Roa is incarnated. He devoted each of his lives to plundering a new field of magecraft for its mysteries. That prodigy dismissed Ciel's final stroke as wasteful, insinuating he could have pulled it off more accurately and efficiently.
成層圏のあの星にはまだ太陽熱が残っている。あれを使えば交代の首を切る程度は可能だ。ただし狙いをつける中継地点が必要。
You're gonna direct it, or we are anyway.
上空400メートルに射角を調整する生きた行き場。
A star glimmers in the void like a guillotine blade. She raises her featureless face, entranced by its light. Here it comes, Arkwid.
一度きりの残りかすだ。外すなよ。
Oh, we won't. We'll make perfect use of your power. I take Ciel's last arrow in hand and slam it home and loose the hyper-concentrated, hyper-accelerated final star of Calvaria. Eat this, you giant star bitch. The bolt from the stratosphere burns too bright for me, for my single tiny magic circuit to contain. Oh, we know. Oh, we know. We'll make sure its arc goes towards arc. Well, we're not a mage, but we'll do our best. Raw lightning lashes in my grasp. How can I guide this thing when I can barely hold on to it? I'm not redirecting some gently flowing stream here. I'm forcing a raging river through the eye of a needle. I need both the strength to resist the torrent and the precision to send it where it needs to go. This better hit. Could I pacify a rampaging bull with the chopstick? Maybe? There's no way. This is impossible. I can't influence the arrow's arc. If it ends up anywhere near Arkwid, it'll be a miracle. I can't guide it, I can't direct it, I can't control it. It's over, I'm done, I've lost. My final chance is going to rocket off into the middle of nowhere and fizzle out wasted. Stop thinking like that! All my efforts are about to come to nothing. Roa is silent. Guess he has nothing to say. I don't even sense his presence anymore. Now that his part is done, he's passed the baton on to me. Oh, you just dip? Okay, thanks. He just up and vanished, leaving me to pick up his slack. It's just me in here now. Just Tonoshiki. No one else to fall back on. Roa must have decided I can do this on my own. And he believe in the him that believes in you. Maybe I can. Calm down. Deep breaths. The only way out is to think. Fine control is beyond me. I'll never bend this cascade of energy to my will. But I don't need to. Just knock it to where it needs to be. I can't master the raw power of nature. No one can. All we humans can do is take our time, compromise, find workarounds, and trace a wide arc to what we seek. That's my answer. Not to chase the perfect efficiency of a god-given prodigy, but to take the long way round, learning and growing all the while. Wider, wider I carve my arc. Inspiration needs freedom to flourish. A light touch will do. I have the whole world for a canvas. I let the torrent take me even as I guide it. Become one with it even as I bend it. And send it home. And I bring it home, once and for all. For a fraction of an instant, our paths cross. Oh! Roa did say, Lumina is a trial of human intellect. To the distant observer, she casts herself as fearsome. But the closer one draws, the more of herself she shows. If so, perhaps one who comes close enough to touch her, to gaze into her eyes, could glimpse the truth of her being. She's so beautiful. I recall the fire she once lit in my heart. I recall the many ways I've hurt her since. I recall a moonlit flower who forgave the unforgivable. At the last, I see myself for what I am, and it fills me with shame. No matter what kind of life I live, no matter who I come to love, she'll remain the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. I see nothing but darkness when I sleep, but I will dream of her until my dying day. Of this what if that never was, taking root like a flower in my breast. The giant's reign ends in the fires of Calvaria. From head to toe, the bolt tears her in two. It spears her body and pierces the vortex beneath, blasting her pale form into innumerable motes of light. I feel no pride in my victory, no elation in my triumph. All I've done was within the range was within the range of the possible. Roa chose his words carefully. If your goal is only to defeat the Lumina, he said, a statement at once misleading and sincere. In the real world, winning is rarely the end. It's what comes afterward that's the hard part. Roa told me how to stop the Lumina, but he said nothing of what would happen next, which is as much of a clue as any. There's her point. The Lumina's body dissolves like mist. A reset function for the planet's surface foiled. Wait, I thought he was trying to save Arkwood. Don't tell me he's gonna actually... I whispered to myself unconsciously, as though I always knew this was coming. The motes of light collapse into a 2-meter sphere. To show to Tonoshiki, the sight's incomprehensible, but the traces of the vampire who resided in his brain translate its meaning. A revolution is coming. What? A celestial egg. A planet's memories. Michael, the child who sought to know all. Roa, the man who sought proof of God's love and eternity. Though neither truly achieved their goal, here, both of their desires are fulfilled in part. Space itself is overwritten. The heavens burn, blazing with blinding light. This is an abomination. A sight incongruent with all that Earth's sky should be. The cosmos is dark by nature. Though dotted with innumerable stars, their light burns neither bright nor long enough to illuminate the infinite breadth of space. From Earth's surface, only 13.8 billion light-years worth of data points are observable. The universe is too vast and too cold to be lit by such a pallid flame. But what if the universe still had the diminutive span of its infancy? What if there was such a thing as something truly remote, truly unknown would be born? A crimson cosmos. This is a universe of pure concept, an expanse unknown to earthly memory, a set of laws beyond human ken, a cosmic cavity, infinite yet infinitesimal. I plummet through the deluge at impossible speeds, the only alien element in this realm. I hit the first cosmic velocity to escape gravity's pull. I reach the second to break free from the planet's grasp. Then I exceed the third and defy the reach of the sun itself. Stars beyond counting, geneses beyond number fly past me as I fall. Sights humanity might never witness in all our days pass by in the corner of my eye. I don't care. They mean nothing to me. I fix my eyes on the brilliance beyond. And put your knife through it. My gravitational leash binds me to my destination. I plunge towards the luminous heart, 200 meters below. She makes no move to defend herself. Not now that I've stripped her naked as the day she was born. Seeing as her extremities are yet to dissolve, she won't remain exposed for long. Her body will soon reform, but before it can, I'll pierce her heart. The Lumina's heart, right? Not Arquid's, right? Surely? There's no way I can land on it. Not at this speed. I'll only have one shot, and the moment I pass it, I brace for contact. My right hand holds my knife ready at my chest. Calling it a heart is surprisingly fitting. No point or line of death defaces it. It pulses with the rhythm of life. A fountainhead from whence all originates. A grave of stars to which all returns. A celestial egg at once burning hot and glacially cold. As I am, killing it is far beyond my abilities. But I don't need to kill it. In its perfection, the slightest scratch will spoil it. The meanest hand may wake a princess from her dream. Arquid? Arquid? Our color returns to the world and meaning with it. I don't know the final extent of Arquid's phenomenon containment. All I know is that with her defeat, the purpose she stole from the city is returning, leaving the damage of our battle a fading memory. The moment I break my concentration, I collapse clumsily on my backside. The skin Arquid tore off the world is returning, its wounds beginning to heal, but I, whom she left behind on this side, am not so lucky. My limbs have broken and regenerated more than I can count. My organs are abused to the point they barely function. I'm fresh out of energy. I've used up all my blood. And I'm on the verge of losing consciousness. I couldn't breathe properly even if I had the strength. I can barely piece together that I'm slumped over in the middle of the sports field. The Lumina must have been right next to the school. Yeah. That you do. Made it just in time. I groaned to Roa. This victory is his as much as mine. There's no reply. The unpleasant presence in my head has disappeared. The intense revulsion I felt at the vampiric taint spreading to my body is no more. On some level, I guess I already knew. He was the cause of this whole mess. I should be happy that he's gone. But for some reason, I only feel strangely empty. We were never going to see eye to eye, but he had his convictions. Convictions he stuck by unwaveringly, not for a few short years like me, but for an entire millennium. Convictions he chose to relinquish in the end, reasoning that he had no more cause to stay. It was only because he imbued Calvaria's fire with his own essence that I was able to cut down the Lumina. My knife could never have done it. She was made in Arkwood's image after all. I could only have hurt her with a weapon I could imagine hurting Arkwood herself. The Lumina unconsciously allowed it for two reasons. The bite of Calvaria's blade was still fresh in her memory, and it was imbued with the portion of Arkwood's power that Roa stole. Roa's vampiric abilities, and the principle underpinning his reincarnation, both originated in what he took from Arkwood. Those are footsteps. Ciel? So when Calvaria's light struck the Lumina, she could not help but accept it because it was already hers. A veritable tag team attack from Roa and Ciel. And you too! I doubt anything else in the world would have been enough. You don't... Shiki? Your neck is, And yet, how do I put this? Hey, Arkwood! I'm glad you're alive, but come on! He just... You wouldn't, even if... Okay, whatever. Oh, he's really fucked up. And she's got the nerve to look good as new. They brought the carriers back.
終わってる。完膚なきまでに終わってる。誰がどう見ても俺たちの勝ちでお前の負けだ。
Yeah, just give it up, Arkwood. Come on.
あんだけ好き放題やってやられたくせに恥ずかしいとか反省するとかないのかお前は。
She's really gonna come strutting out here like a model, acting like she didn't just try to wreck the city.
当たり前じゃない。私は全然平気だし、疲れてないし。
Yeah, because we knocked some sense into ya.
このまま第3ラウンドに移行しても構わないし。
No, please no. Yeah, you're full of lines of death. Even I can tell she's bluffing. In her current state, Ciel would take her down in an instant.
体中に線走らせておいて笑わせるな。だいたい巨大化とかふざけてるのか。俺じゃなかったら二度と話しかけないレベルだかんな、あんなの。
True. If I wanted to be really mean, I'd make a point of telling her she scared the crap out of me. But I feel bad for her, all slack-jawed with shock. It seems she's still got a hold on me.
バカじゃない？私、全然本気じゃなかったもん。
Yeah, sure.
手加減してたもん。それに、式のことなんて最後まで気がつかなかったわ。
Okay, well, are they going easy on us? Yeah, sure, you could have looked at us and just frozen us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But say you didn't notice, that's
嘘つけ！
そりゃちょっとだけ視界に入ったけど。
Yeah, okay.
でも基本は無視していましたよーだ。 私の強固なガムテの王に感謝することね。
I'm waiting for CL to come walking out. Just like Arquid. I'm guessing she means a deep well of patience. She does have a point. I'm grateful for her self-restraint. No, her pride. By all rights, she should have lost her mind. I cut her throat, rejected her advances, and sullied her true ancestor's dignity. If she hadn't managed to kill me, she probably would have destroyed the planet.
まあそんな余力はないだろうけど。
あるわよ。頑張って頑張ります。
Okay. You two just...
そうか、応援してやるよ。学校一つ潰せなかったポンコツだもんな、お前。
Bro's really testing our patience, huh?
あれは士気が悪いんじゃない。待っててって言ったのに追いかけてくるとか、しつこいにも程がある。このストーカー、初めての時から何も変わってない変質者。女の尻を追いかけることしかできないのかしらね。
Maybe it is. Ever think about that? Every word feels like a dart in my chest. Oh.
相変わらず変な言葉だけは詳しいな。何も変わってないのはお互い様だ、バカ。
とにかくよくもやってくれたわね。もう本当に許さないから。でも謝罪の言葉があるなら少しぐらいは聞いてあげる。
I'm good. I'm good actually.
ない、一言もない。むしろ笑いをこらえているのを褒めてほしいんだけどな。
全然こらえてないんですけど、超にやけてるんです
Okay,
けど。
smirking is not laughing. So what's your point?
哀れみじゃない、呆れてるんだ。こんなひどい。
Come on, you two. Just have a nice exchange of words before she goes off back to wherever the hell the Millennium Castle is. The real one, not the phantasm one. At her blinding beauty.
吸血鬼がいるとか、地球ってすごいなって。
Uh-huh.
ドアより最低な人間がいるとは思わなかったわ。もう知らない。せっかく許してあげようと思ったのに。バカバカ
Stupid idiot.
バカがバカバカ言うな。バカの価値が下がるからな。バカは一人いれば十分なの。
何それ、意味わかんない。
Yeah, of course you don't.
バカバカバカ、式のバカ。
はい、そうですね。バカっていう人がバカなんです。
Aw, they're having fun. There we stay, never closing the distance between us. Just two morons hurling insults. Our argument escalates into a competition, and finally devolves into laughter. A breakdown caused by one idiot too many. We end up grinning at each other as earnestly as we had exchanged jabs. And then, once we've gotten everything off our chest...
ごめんな、アルクエイド。
Caught off guard by how warm I sound and how sad.
俺は多分、お前といるとすごく楽しい。
Nah, sadly, that wouldn't happen. She would leave and you'd be depressed.
でも、自分の幸せより先輩の幸せを取ったんだ。
I say my final goodbye. She knows. She knew already. The world is waking. The last vestiges of the Lumina disappear, leaving in its place a woman in white. Yeah, it's really not looking too good. There's only one thing left to do now. To pay the price of the miracles my failing body has accomplished. I hear footsteps rushing down. Arkwit's like, by her footsteps rushing towards me. Of course, as we're at the school, it only makes sense that she would be too. She suffered far worse than I, both physically and mentally, and still she doesn't hesitate to confront Arkwid.
交代を解除したのですね、アルケイ。
Not quite!
何のつもりか知りませんが。呆れた。粉々にしてあげたのに、もう動けるようになってるなんて。ロアがいなくても頑丈なのは変わらないのね。
I weren't expecting her to give you a compliment, huh? I feel nothing from Arkwid anymore. No hostility for CL, no anger from me, no fury for Roa. Not even any particular attachment to her own existence.
私、そろそろ帰るわ。いい加減眠くなってきちゃったし。
You heard her? She's done. She's over it. CL looks like she's struggling to follow. I can only imagine waking up to find Roa gone and her mortal enemy ready to walk away peacefully. Arkwid seems so happy to hand her everything she wanted. I can't blame her for being suspicious.
でも、あなたも彼は。
No, she's good.
そんな意地悪な人、どうでもいい。
The wind caresses her golden hair. And as she turns to go back to where she belongs.
シエルにあげるわ。大切にしてね。
She smiles as I did, in hope for another's happiness. And vanishes into the night. I'm so pissed though. If we're, I'm happy Arkwid's alive, but I hate that there's no route where Arkwid gets to be happy. Like they had to go and cut her good end out, huh? They had to cut it out. My last glimpse of her scores itself into my heart. As I grimace at its sting, my consciousness finally fades. I try to call CL's name, but only manage to croak.
ひどい。何があったんですか？
Oh, a lot happened.
しっかりしてください、トーノくん。
What happened? I don't know where to start, but don't worry. Everything is alright now. The words die on my lips as I realize I can't breathe. He used up the last of his energy to insult Arkwid. What a mess. I pushed myself too hard against Arkwid. I never meant for CL to see me like this. I'd hoped to put her at ease somehow. Instead, I just ended up making her cry. I sink into a darkness from which I will not return. But I do so free of burden. I've done my part in my own clumsy way. So when I wake, I can look at CL with pride and... You're not dying. She's gonna she'll heal you. Right? Right? Surely? Of course you will. Of course. It'd be ridiculous. In the prologue, we hear about Sheik and Arkwid walking, so they may have an epilogue with each other, like with Shiro and Saber. I hope so. I hope Red Garden does something like that. I was just thinking about that though. Like, I assume to get it, you'd have to have the save file for walking or talking. Yeah. Hmm. I assume you'd have to have the save file for a piece of glass moon. I really hope I really hope they put Red Garden on old gen systems. Because if I mean, I guess maybe they would go the route of, I don't know. Well, I guess they could have it tied. Yeah, I just hope when Red Garden comes out that it comes out on PS4, because otherwise I'll be in a spot of trouble. Or if they would do the PC release at launch, that'd be great. Because I imagine it'll get a PC release. I think Japan already has a PC release, right? Like, or no? Cause like I don't even that of the bundle a piece into Red Garden for free. That would piss off people who played Piece of Blue Glass Moon, who bought Blue Glass Moon, though. Like, I'd be pissed. Like, I spent $80 on this or 70, whatever, to not to then get it for free when the second game comes out. Like that. I don't know. I would imagine it'd be difficult to optimize just for PS3. I don't really see why it would. Oh. I don't know. My hope that probably won't happen is they actually release Other Side of Red Garden as DLC, but I don't think that will happen. Purely because they'll probably want to try and sell another collector's box. I mean, I guess they could do it. I guess what they could do is release it as DLC for people who want to go that route for like $40 or something, and then also release it as its own physical thing where they're both bundled together in its new own collector's box for like 100 or some, I don't know. But I could also easily see them just doing it where they release it as completely separately as its own game, only on like PS5, and because you'd have the achievement data carry over via your profile, I guess. So they might base it off achievements, like you get the special. That'd be annoying though, because then I'd have to buy a PS5. Or if there's a bundled version, get a Switch 2, replay Blue Glass Moon on my own. But then I'd have to buy a Switch 2 too, but that'd be cheaper. Barely. Actually, no, it wouldn't. It's actually, I think, the same price now. Or close to. So it wouldn't even be cheaper. I don't know. I because it's a visual novel, I see zero reason why they wouldn't just put it on PS4 as well. Realistically. Like, it shouldn't be that intensive. It probably won't. Like, it shouldn't be any more intensive than this one, I would think. Oh no, sorry. I kind of went off on a whole tangent there. Sorry. How long is Cloudless Blue? Because I think I might just stop here if it's over an hour. Yeah, technical issues releasing regarding from Sony turns off the PS4 story. Do we know when that happens yet? I hadn't heard anything about that. I know it would happen at some point, but the PS3 lasted for. Actually, I guess it's getting to that point now where the PS4 or PS5 is. Huh. I guess it is a concern. Especially since we don't have a. I think 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna stop there and do Cloudless Blue as a video that I upload separately. That I'll record it offline. I hate stopping there, but I think that'd be better for me personally. But and before I go though, I'm happy Arquid did end up living. They scared me for a moment there. Because I was like, wait a minute. They're starting to talk like. Because he went into the whole thing about Roa didn't say what would happen after. Yeah. So I was like, are they is he gonna end up killing Arquid too and not just stop the Lumina? So I'm glad that didn't happen, but I'm also. I knew it wouldn't I knew it wouldn't happen, but I had a weird hope that it would go the route of CL Good End, where they all end up being in a weird like three-way relationship. Well, mainly them with him and not together, but them together. But you know, I don't know. Again, hopefully Red Garden does have an epilogue. Whether they, again, who knows what will happen with that, but one can hope. One can hope, but Roa, I'm surprised Roa just gave up, because like they said, Roa just apparently Roa's like gone, like CL's mortal. He didn't just like let go of this existence and move to a different body to reincarnate. He just gave up everything to give the power to beat her, which was, I guess, expected. You kind of have to end every route with Roa being done and gone, which makes sense, but the fact that he willingly gave it up is wasn't expected. I know he became a bro in this last little bit, but him being that willing was a far cry from what I expected, but yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. I'll probably record the epilogue sometime over the next few days and then upload it. Like I've been doing these as members streams and then publishing them later, that I will have the video for epilogue as a members only for probably a few days when I do release it. But yeah, even in the arc route, he prioritized Shiki's desire for revenge until Shiki passed. Yeah, but it came off as more that was the easiest way for him to gain full control of the body. Like by facilitating Shiki's revenge. Rather than having this presence trying to fight for control all the time, he's like, I'll just facilitate it and then take over. At least that's how I understood it. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, later this week I should have the epilogue coming out. So oh, and that's too. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's hard to tell through text, so I was not like, yeah. I tend to read things at face value. But yeah, no. That'll be out later this week, so for now, that'll do it. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.